Thank you very much, Professor Godavari Misra ji. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Nalanda Mahavihar, Nalanda, Professor Siddharth Singh ji. Most Venerable Gese Dorje Damzul ji, Professor Vivek Suneja ji. Most Venerable Sangha who is present in this hall, as well as the researchers and the learners of Buddhism. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to get associated with this honor of speaking on the occasion of 90th birthday anniversary of His Holiness Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso ji. So I am going to present my talk on analysis of mind and its role in evaluating the reality. As we are aware that Buddha, in defense of that all things are subject to impermanence, all things are subject to suffering, and all dhammas are subject to soulless, he established a theory of law of dependent originations. And Buddha said that there is no Almighty God, there is no concept of creator, and everything, whatever is happening in our day-to-day life, it is based upon our cause and conditions. There is no self-independent entity. Whatever the things which are coming into our life, they are dependent on some cause and conditions. Based upon that, he has established the law of dependent originations with the 12 links. Then the functioning of our human being, he established the three interconnected concepts like Chitta, Manasa, Vijnana. These are synonymous, but they are interrelated with each other. But in Abhidhamma, these three terms, Chit, Manas and Vijnana, have been interpreted in a very different manner. So whenever we say that in the case of Abhidhamma, a man is a composition of Chitta, Chaitsika, Rupa, or in another way, man is a composition of Nam and Rupa. In Dhammasangani, there is a question that Tat Katmam Namam. It has been said that Vedana Khando, Sanya Khando, Sankhar Khando, Biyana Khando, Asankata Cha Dhatu Idam Bucchati Namam. Vedana, Sanya, Sankharaj are 52 types of psychic factors, Chetsikas, and that is Biyana are 89 or 121 types of consciousness which have been classified on the planes of existence on the Kamavachar Bhumi, Rupavachar Bhumi, Arupavachar and Lokuttara. And on the basis of jati, class, all 89 or 121 types of consciousness have been classified kusala, akusala, vipak and kriya. This is the classifications, and this nama consists chitta chaitsik. In Milind Pahi also, there is a question put by King Milind that what is the nama? That is Chitta Chaitsika Sukhmam Uttam Dhammam Ti Namam. So here Chitta Chaitsik are collaborating Nama. So there is a analysis of mind in Abhidhamma in a very classical manner, and which has been discussed. So mind, Chitta, all the consciousness which have been said, that all the actions which are being performed by a person, they are being manifested by our mind. In Arthasalani, the commentary of Dhammasangani, the analysis of mind has been done with the concepts of three terms, Chitta Sanya, Chitta Kamma and Charana. There are three terms there. Chitta Sanya is the artistic design, as well as Chitta Kamma is the art of painting, and Charan is the action that is called as Chitta. So these three terms have been discussed, and Acharya Buddha Ghosh gives a simile, just like an artist who wants to make a figure or image. He tries to recollect all the things and he put a sketches. These sketches are the Lekha Gahana, and he puts the painting, that how, which type of color can be put on the image. This is called as a Ranjana. And then how the light can be taken as a things. This is called as Ujjotana. And embellishing of all the images, this is called as Ujjojana. So there are 4 terms which have been discussed. So here art of painting done by a artist. An artist, this artist is performing by his own mind. So here mind is called as charana. So charana is just like the actions. So Acharya Buddha Ghosh says that this mind is nothing but manifestations of all actions which are performed by a person in the form of physical, vocal and mental actions. Again, chittam ti vichittam, all manifestations of our ideas or thoughts which are performed by our mind. And in Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha says that pakati pavasaram idam chittam tam chakho agantukehi upkilesi upkilittam. That consciousness is immense pure by its own nature, and it is being defiled by incoming inward defiling factors. And for that he has given, even in Mahayana Sutra Alankar also, there is a description of Prakriti Pravaswar, that our consciousness is just like a means pure, the purity it has, and it is being defiled by incoming inward defiling factors. These defiling factors are darkening or blackening our consciousness, which are 10 in number. So these have been discussed in a very detailed manner, and how this our consciousness is being purified, and this understanding the nature of our mind, this is called our that what is the reality. And the nature of the mind or the consciousness which has been given by in the Sanjukta Nikaya also, that just like the simile of a monkey has been given, that just a monkey moves from one branch of the tree to the another branch of the tree within a single moment of time. In the same manner, our consciousness also moves from one branch, one place to another place within a single moment of time. That is why in the Dhammapada it has been said, Fandanam chapalam chittam durakkam dunivaryam uju kuroti medhavi uju kuru medhavi usukaro tejanam. So our consciousness is unsteady, it is being defiled, and it is very difficult to control it. And it is a duty of a person to control it. So this analysis, this is called as a real. So let us come to there are 2 things which have been discussed, that what is true real and what is discerned as a heart of the Buddhist philosophy. So real is that is whenever a person comes to know that all things are subject to impermanence, all things are subject to suffering, and all dhammas are subject to soulless. This is the reality, and we are able to get a state of eternal bliss. So this is the reality which can be achieved, and what the role of the mind, evaluating that what is the role of mind or chit or chetasika, and even the chetasikas, which are also there are 4 ultimate realities. We will come that in the Vidhamma. There are 4 ultimate realities, Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, Nibbana. These 4 ultimate realities, this Chitta, Chetasik are mutually interdependent and functionally interdependent. They are mutually related also, and they are functionally dependent also. So this all in the suttas also, or Buddha says that the ultimate reality is in the sense of all things anicca, dukkha and anatta. So this has been discussed, and there are 2 realities in the name of Paramatha Satya as well as Samutti Satya. So Paramatha Satya, which are 4 in number, Chit Chetsik Rup Nibbana, and this Samutti Sach, which are the perceived by our senses, and like human beings and other things. So this we are going to discuss in this way, and how our mind, with the association of the psychic factors, that is the Chetsikas, that is the Sophan Chetsikas like Sati or Panya, how they are evaluating our reality, that is the consciousness. So in Abhidhamma, we are having the four ultimate realities. I am not going to discuss, but in a very brief manner, Chitta is that alamban chinteti te chittam, that which thinks of an object, and it is in the sense of knowing that object is called as chitta. Chetsikas are those dhammas which arise and seize on the same object and on the same base, and they are always associated with consciousness, that is the chitta, and they are 52 in number. And rope in the suttas, it has been discussed as yam kinchi rupam atitanagat pachpannam va ajhattam va bahidda va ularkam va sukhumam va hirnam va panitam va tad ekajam abhisahitva idam buchyati sabbabrum. There are 5 classifications of rope which have been done in the suttas, but in Abhidhamma, rope is the chattaro cha mahabhuta chatunnam cha mahabhutanam upadai idam buchyati sabbam rupam. There are 4 basic material qualities, namely Pathvi, Apo, Tejo, Bayo, and based upon these 4 basic material qualities, there are 23 upada rup, or 24 types of generated material qualities. And a state of eternal bliss, that is the Nibbana, which is the unconditioned. In Abhidhamma, it is yo dhamma apachaya te dhamma asankhata, that which the states which are not dependent on some cause and conditions, they are called as Nibbana. Or in another way, that Buddha says that tanhai vippahanena Nibbanam tam brumi, where there is a total destruction of the desire, that state is called as a Nibbana. So everything beyond these 4 categories, such as a person, time, and belongs to this panyati, that there is another terms which are related with our concepts. So these have been pragmatic and communicative value, but lack ultimate reality. Thus ontology is reframed, not beings, but dhammas are the real. These 4 dhammas, that is the chitta, chaitsik, rupa, nibbana, consciousness, psychic factors, material quality, and state of eternal bliss. These are the dhammas or states which are the real. This radical shift anchors the Abhidhamma's method of the philosophical system. So in Abhidhamma, the evolution is reality is not undertaken by a self or subject by a conditioned mental process. I will come to that how there are 10 stages of cognizing of an object by our mind, and this is called as chitta vithi. I will come later on, but here in the suttas we find that how the reality can be achieved. There are 7 stages of purifications which have been discussed by the Blessed One Buddha in the Rath Vinit Sutta, like Sila Visuddhi, Chitta Visuddhi, Ditthi Visuddhi, Kankha Vitarana Visuddhi, Mag Amag Dasan Visuddhi, Patipada Yana Dasan Visuddhi, and Yana Dasan Visuddhi. So there are several stages of purifications which have been done, and they have been elaborated by Acharya Buddha Ghosh in magnum opus work Visuddhi Mag in a very detailed manner. So these are the methods for the evolution of the reality. But in Abhidhamma there are 4, and how these 4 can be realized, or they can be playing a role in evaluating the reality. The evaluating functions arises when consciousness is accompanied by the panya. So consciousness does not function alone, but when the panya, the sohan chetsika, which is associated with that consciousness, then there is a function of that. Here panya is the kusal chitta vipassana yanamti panya. That in panya, or the right understanding or wisdom, this is always associated with the moral consciousness, and it has the knowledge of the vipassana, that is the insight. And through the panya, a person is able to dispel the darkness of ignorance, and he comes to know that all things are subject to impermanence, all things are subject to suffering, and all dhammas are subject to solace. So this is the panya through which mind tries to evaluate the reality. And there is another Sohan Chetsik which is called as mindfulness sati. And this sati which tries to help the mind in realizing the nature of the reality, anicca, dukkha and anatta. So this sati, Buddha also says that ekayano ayam maggo sattanam visuddhiya jadidam chattaro satipatthana kayanupassana, vedananupassana, chittanupassana and dhammanupassana. There are 4 foundations of the mindfulness through which a person can realize the nature of the reality and he can purify his consciousness. So the Visuddhi Magga, there is a simile which has been given, just like a lamp both burns and illuminates, in the same manner our the consciousness mind knows without recourse to the self. Again coming to the Abhidhamma, which what is the nature of the reality which we are going to know, that is the anicca, dukkha and anatta. All things are subject to impermanence, all things are subject to dukkha, suffering, and all dhammas are subject to soulless. This is our reality, and these realities can be achieved only through the panya. A person can know the nature of the reality. So this evaluative process is mapped in the commentarial traditions, especially in Visuddhi Magga and Abhidhammata Sangha. In the Visuddhi Magga, from the chapter 3rd to chapter 13, there is a process that how in the Kamathan, Gahan, Nidesa, Rupajan, and through the 7 stages of purifications which have been discussed in the 14th chapter of Visuddhi Magga, it has been elaborated in a very detailed manner. And in Abhidhammata Sangha, we are also having the 4 ultimate realities, Chitta, Chaitsik, Rupa, Nibbana, and they have been discussed in a very detailed manner. And these are achieved in the Lokottara stage, that on the way of the planes of existence, Kamavachara, Rupavachara and Lokottara, then this state of eternal bliss, that is the Nibbana, is being realized. And this is another name, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, that by realizing the 3 nature of the reality, a person can get to know. So what are the philosophical implications of these, knowing the nature of the reality? That Abhidhamma accounts entails several significant philosophical implications like process ontology. What is the nature of the knowing? Our nature of the reality is not made up of substances but of momentary events and intrinsic characteristics. Whatever the dhammas which are happening in our day-to-day life, they are based upon the hetu and the pacha, and there are in stages. There are upad, thiti and arising, ceasing, arising, staying, and destruction. So there are 3 stages through which all things are being done, and how in each through the 3 stages, how there are 17 thoughts moments which are undertaken for cognizing an object. Will come again. So non-subjectivist epistemology, that knowing does not require a self, but cognition is a conditions process. Buddha also says that whatever we are experiencing through our 6 senses, this is the real thing. In Sanjukta Nikaya, Buddha says that chakhum cha paticca rupe upajjati cha chakhu viyanam. So this is the starting point of epistemology in our Pali literature, that when Buddha says that based upon the chakhu, there is the contact with the rupa, and then there is the arising of the chakhu vijnana. So how there are the contact with the object, and there is a arising of the chakhu vijnana, that is the faculty of our consciousness. So this is the epistemology what we are having in our suttas. So unity of the ontology and sotology, which have been discussed, that sotology in the sense of getting a state of eternal bliss, that is the liberation of our mind. So here discerned reality correctly is to move towards liberation, as insight naturally undermines clinging to self and permanence. These positions anticipate modern debates in philosophy of mind and metaphysics, where processual and non-reductionist accounts of consciousness are increasingly valued. Now we are coming to Abhidhamma, that how the objects are being cognized. So there is a course of cognition, or in another way we can say process of consciousness. There are two terms here, Chit and Vithi. Chit is the consciousness, Vithi is a course, pathway through which our consciousness can know about any object. So there are two types of Vithi, Chitta Vithi, that is the Panchadwara Vithi and Manodwara Vithi. In the Panchadwara Vithi, there are five senses. Whenever there are five senses, namely Chakku, Sota, Ghana, Jiva, and Kaya, they are having contact with their respective object, namely Rupa, Sadda, Gandha, Rasa, and Phatabba. Then there is a arising of the Viyanas, namely Chakku Viyana, Sota Viyana, Ghana Viyana, Jiva Viyana, Kaya Viyana. So these arising of these, so whenever there is a course of cognition or process of consciousness, which are through the five doors of senses, then it is called as a Panchadwara Vithi. And whenever there is a course of cognitions through the mind door, this is called as Manodwara Vithi. There are two types of Vithis which have been done. So here a man is a composition of mind and matter, Nam and Rupa. So it is seen that our mind moves 16 or 17 times faster than the speed of the matter. Or another way we can say that the speed of the matter is less, 17 times less than the speed of our mind. So within a thought movement, the millions of or billions of our thoughts are arising in our mind. Within a twinkling of our eye, the billions of ideas are also appearing. So this, there are 17 thoughts movement from the Bhavang to Tadalambana, which are undertaken, and there are 10 stages, that is the Bhavanga, Bhavanga Chalana, Bhavanga Vicheda, Panchadwara Vajjana, Chakhuviyana, Sampatichana, Santirana, Uthappana, Javana, Tadalambana. There are 10 stages through which objects are being cognized. So I am not going to discuss all these 10 stages, but how till the Tadalambana, there are 17 thoughts, moments which are undertaken. In the case of Tadalambana, there are 2 thought moments, and in the case of our Javana, there are 7 thoughts moments. So each is having the 1 thought moment, but in the case of Javana and Tadalambana, there are 7 as well as 2. So altogether there are 17 thoughts, moments which are undertaken from the Bhavanga till our cognizing of the object. In the case of knowing that this is the pain, this is our diagram or something like that, there are 17 thoughts, moments which are undertaken. If the 17 thoughts, moments or the Javan or Tadalamman, they are not undertaken, it means that we are not remembering the full image of our object. So in that way, a unit of matter appears as an object in the range of sense organ, or the course of cognition starts. So there are from the Bhavanga till the Tadalambana, there is a course of cognitions. I am not going to discuss, but there are in each thought moment, together there are 17 thoughts moments from the Bhavanga till the Tadalambana. And in each thought moment, there is a Uppada, Thiti, and a Bhanga, that is the arising, staying, and cessation. So each are taking in the case of the thought of moment. So Chitta Vithi is a course of cognition in which a number of consciousness appear. it has been defined Chit Vithiti, Chit Parampara, that in course of cognitions, a number of or many of the thoughts or ideas are appearing. It is broadly of two types. We have discussed these things, Manodwara Vithi. So let us, Buddhist theory, these are the 10 stages through which all things have been done. Yes. Sometimes the nature of object is not determined, but neither it is utilized or experiences are recorded. In this circumstances, the cognition of object is feeble. So when Javan or Tadalamban is not undertaken, the objects are not fully cognized. So in such an object is called as Parita Alambana, and this course of cognition is called as Ottappanavara. Till the Ottappan, the course becomes stopped. In this way, cognition of object is very distinct, slight and very slight, depends on the variation in survival of the course of cognition. So in the concept of Chit Vithi, there is a crucial point of Abhidhamma philosophy, illustrates the intricate workings of mind, including the arising and passing away of the conception, perceptions and cognitions. There are three Chit, that is the Chit Vithi as well as our cognition. So from the foregoing passages, it can be presumed that Buddha propounded the law of dependent origination to defend himself from the concept of no soul, and for that he established the concept of Chitta, Manas or Vijnana, and all things which are happening in our day-to-day life, they are being guided by our consciousness or mind. So this Buddha established the concept of mind in its place and showed that it is true causally conditions and not having independent existence. So the Chit and Chetasik, which are mutually related as well as they are functioning interdependent and relative in nature also. So they are, unless the psychic factors which are not arising or surging with our mind or consciousness, nobody can do the physical, vocal and mental actions. So here Chit and Chetasikas are functioning interdependent as well as they are mutually dependent. So philosophical exploration of the mind is transcendental by knowing that the Chit and Chetasikas are mutually related. A person is liable to know that what are the moral dhammas, what are the immoral dhammas, and what are the inoperative dhammas or the abhyakata dhamma. And in that way, he tries to find a solution that how immoral dhammas can be removed or destroyed. So in that way, he tries to purify his consciousness by the way of our 7 stages of purifications. So the Abhidhamma redefines both the questions, what is the real, that sabbe sankhara anicca, sabbe sankhara dukkha, sabbe dhamma anatta, that is the Tilakkhana, and what is real, and by means of its evaluation by the course of cognitions, that is the Chitta Vithi. What is real ultimately are the Paramattha Dhammas, that is the Chitta Chetasik or Rupa and Nibbana, and what evaluates the real is not a self but dhammas functioning in epistemic role, that is the consciousness accompanied by the mindfulness and wisdom. These two sati, smriti as well as pragya or panya, these two terms, the dhammas or the states which are always associated with our consciousness for performing any physical, vocal and mental actions. So evolution of the reality culminates in direct insight into impermanence, not suffering and not self. All things are subject to impermanence, all things are subject to suffering, and all dhammas are subject to soulless anicca, dukkha and anatta, and leading to realization of his state of eternal bliss. In this way, the Abhidhamma dissolves the apparently dichotomy between ontology and epistemology, proposing instead that reality and its discernment are inseparable, mentally conditioning aspect. All these are dependent on some cause and conditions. Whatever there is a realizations of reality, that is the nature of the reality, these are dependent on some cause and conditions. Thank you very much.